Hello, it's good to have you join us again on Eyewitness Report. Plateau State has been in the news lately for sad reasons, violence and unrest. So we decided to put together and give meaning to the images sent in by some of our eyewitness reporters who took the risk to capture these disturbances across the state. That's our focus on this edition of the program. Welcome. I am Jomi Otaibi. Blessed with natural formations of rocks, hills, and waterfalls, Plateau State is celebrated as the home of peace and tourism and one of the best destinations for tourists in Nigeria. However, recent security challenges in the state seem to be relegating the peace, altering the day-to-day human activities. Security challenges may not be new to the state like others, also in the North Central region. The recent killings as a result of attacks in some communities leave much to be worried about. We'd like to warn that some of the images in this report may be disturbing.
Wails of pain, grief and anger from women over the loss of loved ones and their property following an attack on villages in Bassa, Plateau State. Communities in Bassa, Riyom, Jos North, Jos South and Barikin Ladi local government areas have come under severe attacks by suspected militia groups and bandits in August, leading to several deaths and the destruction of properties and farmlands. Many are rendered homeless. Some abandoned their homes as a result of the attacks.
The situation, it was very, very bad, to the extent that everybody had to run for his life. My house was totally razed down. 2 people have been killed, burned beyond recognition. You know, we don't really know. We thought we had people to assist us, the security, but very unfortunate. I think they did their best, but it's like it overpowered them. Because in the evening, the thing has been happening in other areas across Irugwe. So later on, we'll hear that they are coming there on the other side. So towards 8 o'clock, so they started burning our houses, Arakpa, Chudu, even Zamra here, and some certain areas. So from there, we have no other option. They now advise us we should find place to, for security.
They came, raised down houses in one of the villages close to the village that they ran havoc the night of Saturday. So this is what has happened. Where they burnt the houses, nobody was killed. But we discovered some 2 corpses close to that area where they ran the havoc of the previous night. As I'm speaking now, the statistic as to the houses that were raised to the roof, there are more than 25. And because some of the houses were burnt inside and it didn't affect the roof. So they are now taking the statistics. Put together, we are not getting less than 50 houses around there. In addition to the houses that they burnt the previous days, which put together, we are getting almost 150 or 75 houses to that number. In addition to the ones that we lost in Miango axis. So we cannot have less than 50 people dead as it is, because we are still recovering corpses in the bushes. So we cannot ascertain the real figure until probably we search all the nooks and crannies of that environment. We'll be able to tell you this is the figure that we have lost of human lives.
Amidst these attacks, emergency meetings are convened by the Plateau State Security Council towards finding an immediate solution to them.
The highlight of meeting is we have a marching order now. We have men on ground coping with the situation, but we have a marching order now to move out and get the situation under control in the next 2 days. And this is a sound of warning to everybody that that are perpetrating this act. The reprisal that came did not warrant the level of destruction we are witnessing now. The leaders will be arrested. There are records of leaders that are on bail from government temporarily, and some of them have been fingered in these present attacks. Nobody will be spared. Human life is sacrosanct. Nobody can take it at will. There is a government on ground, and it will not be accepted. That's the assurance we want to give from this meeting.
One of the worst of the recent attacks takes place in the morning of Saturday, August the 14th, along Rukuba Road in Jos North local government area of Plateau State. At least 25 people are killed and over 20 injured after an attack on a convoy of buses. The victims were attacked while traveling from Bauchi through Jos to Ikare in Ondo State. To avoid a further breakdown of law and order and to enable security agencies to effectively handle the situation, the Plateau State government imposes a 24-hour curfew in Bassa, Jos North and parts of the state capital. Major streets are deserted as economic activities come to a halt in compliance with the order.
Early in the morning, there were some skirmishes here and there in some, far-flung areas of the town. We recorded some deaths, at last count 7, but the situation has been taken care of, and normalcy has been returned. We are moving out this night to comb every nook and cranny of these 2 local government areas, and like I said earlier, it's advisable that the curfew is complied with so that people are not mistaken for hoodlums and miscreants that want to create problems. Most of these hoodlums just want to take opportunity to loot. That's all. They just want to take it. This is not the first time it has happened, so we don't want to we don't want to blame any particular person. It's just miscreants.
Following the killings of travelers on Rukuba Road, the University of Jos suspends semester examinations and allows students to vacate their hostels. However, the attack escalates to the university community, leaving at least 4 students dead and many missing.
The environment is scaring. Our students are not happy, and students are even dying. So this thing, daily, every day, we must have case of students dying, students stabbed, students missing. Now we are coping by God.
Securing the school. It's part of the students that will be parading in the night.
To avoid further violence, a security team is deployed to secure the students while they leave the university premises. During a press conference, the Students' Union leadership recalls the number of casualties recorded while the attack lasted and called on the relevant authorities to provide adequate security for the university.
On Sunday, 15th August, in what is being associated with the 14th August incident, many of our students and unarmed students were again attacked and killed in the most brutal fashion, and many declared missing. We recount with great pains the gory pictures of Doris Bitrus Damboyi, a student of the Department of Religion and Philosophy, Faculty of Art, was shared with a laceration occasioned by a knife deeply buried into her thorax. She was murdered in the most brutal fashion around Bauchi Junction on Sunday morning, 15th August, on her way to church. A medical student was stabbed and macheted just at the gate of Naraguta Hostel. The decaying body of Bagu Christopher, a 100-level student of History and International Studies, was found after some days of search. Mafeng Ezekiel, a student of the Department of Economics Education, is still missing to this hour. A 400-level student of Geology Department by name Moses Joyce Tsaku, who was also declared missing, was found at the intensive care unit of Bingham University Teaching Hospital in a very bad condition with machete cuts all around her body. We pray that she survives. Premise on the aforementioned, we hereby demand justice and respite as follows. Once again, we appeal to the government to, as a matter of responsibility, mount security check unit around NNPC junction of Bauchi Road, Sukwa junction of Ring Road, Bauchi junction between Narabuta village and Gidemo Injaga, popularly known as Kunga. The government should, as a matter of urgency, employ the same apparatus and mechanism they use in apprehending 20 suspects of the 14th August incident to arrest and bring to justice the killers of our students.
Accompanied by a convoy of heads of security agencies in the state, Governor Simon Lalong tours areas where violence was recorded to see the extent of damage and at the same time to ensure compliance with the curfew. After the tour, Governor Lalong addresses journalists for the first time after the Jos North attack.
Today we've gone on assessment and we have seen. First, on behalf of the government, I still stand to condemn these acts. These are clear acts of criminality. All those who perpetrated these acts are criminals. I see them as criminals, completely criminals. But when they are doing it, it takes a different dimension. And so the purpose is to take us back into religious crisis. But by God's grace, we are on top of it. And we will not allow religious crisis in this state. We have done a lot. We have already moved people everywhere. And thank God, the federal government has also moved in a team from the IG's office, heavily led by a DIG, with more policemen mobilization. And that is what we want to do. Because ours is when it happens, we go into the field to nip it in the bud. We don't want it to escalate too much. So we sympathize with those who lost their relations. We sympathize with those who lost their properties. And we want to assure people of Plateau State that, as usual, we will not allow this to go on. And we already announced that some people are already arrested. You will see what will happen to them. And this is a clear warning to anybody who will use this opportunity to bring back what we have already forgotten about. This is the time to deal with people, and if you are found guilty, whether it's your relation, please forget about him, because he will face the law. So we have seen it, and you have seen what we are doing, because usually people say they do it and government does not do anything. Government is doing something, and I thank the security organization, even the first one from Bassa to this time, there are arrests that are made. We have arrested people, and have asked that all those people should go in for prosecution immediately.
While the curfew is in place, 2 more attacks ensues. One in Tafigana village in Bassa local government area. 5 persons, all male, died during the onslaught. The other occurred in Yelwazangam, Jos North, where 30 people were reportedly killed. These unfortunate incidents dominate discussions at the Plateau State House of Assembly. Members expressed concern on the rising spate of killings across the state, noting that the situation calls for serious attention from government and security agencies.
If you remember, Mr. Speaker, last 2 weeks or so, I submitted an interim report based on the assignment given to us by this Honorable House to go to affected areas in Yongo and Riom to ascertain the extent of damages made on the farmer's farm.
The House of Assembly condemned in totality the killings of the people, innocent people in Maurish Mambu local government, the killing of people in Marish and Kwata villages in Bakos local government, the killing of innocent people in Barkiladi, the killing of innocent people in Kuru, Jos South local government, the killing of innocent people in Riam local government, the killing of innocent people in Mugba Iligwe. The government must visit all the attacked villages in Plateau State. The government must visit those people and settle their bills. Their properties must be put in place. The government must compensate them, those funds, destructions, and other things.
Welcome back. Hunger, poverty, and homelessness are resultant effects of conflict. The security crisis in Plateau State has left many along this line. The concluding part of our report dwells on how to address the situation.
Still on the matter, another meeting of critical stakeholders and elders in the state is convened. Participants comprise traditional and religious leaders, political leaders cut across party affiliations. The meeting also includes heads of security agencies, members of organized labor, non-governmental organizations with youth and community leaders. Participants at the meeting reached several resolutions that will strengthen community policing and hasten the dispensation of justice. The secretary to the government of the state, Professor Nladi Atu, reads out the communique.
Meeting regrets the current decimal of crisis in the state, which has subsided tremendously over the years. And to those involved and fingered in any of these crises are to be arrested, tried, and punished openly. However, meeting advocated for diligent arrest and prosecution and dealt with according to law. But meeting admonished the judiciary to take a critical look at bail issuance to ensure that hardened criminals do not go back to the community to cause further havoc to the people. There should be deliberate effort to address the issue of drug abuse by our teeming youth. Action needs to be taken to make availability of drugs as scarce as possible, because this is a major driver of criminality by the youths in particular. Meeting further reiterated the calls for more power to the traditional rulers so that they can do more for our people. This meeting equally decried the politicization of crisis and called for objective assessment by all conflicts in this matter.
By way of ameliorating the suffering brought by the attacks, residents of affected communities in Bassa are given relief items. Besides those provided by the Plateau State Emergency Management Agency, the Defense Headquarters, through the Joint Security Task Force Operation Safe Haven, distributes blankets, mats, toiletries, as well as food. Though these gifts are necessary, residents are more concerned about the inadequate security personnel in the troubled areas. This is the view of Saratu Yakubu, who lost her husband, but lucky to have her son surviving with bullet wounds. The need for a more formidable security to keep assailants at bay is the crux of conversations between the commander of the Joint Security Task Force and the paramount ruler of Irigwe when the former visited communities raided by the assailants.
Sir, I really appreciate it. I have taken you by your words. I wish you well, and I hope you are going to assist the good people. Definitely, sir. We have suffered enough.
We are not happy with what has happened, and going forward, we want to use all avenues to make sure that we correct the wrongs, we work together, and that's the only way we can achieve peace, restore confidence of the people of Irigwe land. I also want to seize this advantage or this opportunity to reassure you and to debunk an issue that went on viral on the media, whereby it was said that some of our soldiers said that they were not given instructions to act. Your Royal Highness, sir, I want to assure you that to the best of my knowledge, that information is not true. Every soldier in operation on the plateau has a constitutional duty. It is not supposed to be told what to do, because he has a constitutional duty to protect lives and property, and to make sure that everybody is protected. Because for me, I know I cannot give that instruction, I know I never gave that instruction, and having been barely 3 weeks on ground, there's no way that instruction would have come from me. So I'm still interested. We are still investigating to see which soldier said that and who gave that instruction. And when we do, if it is true, we are going to take action.
On the sidelines of the visit, the commander addresses troops deployed to the communities, charging them to carry out their duties professionally without bias in securing their areas of responsibility.
I want you to go out there, patrol the whole general area, and make sure you restore law and order all over. I don't want to see you sitting here the whole day. Go out. Use the motorcycles we have given to you and go out. Find out where some of them are hiding in the bush. Go there, clear them, and recover the arms and ammunition they have. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
We're counting on you guys. We've just done about 2-3 days. We have about 7-8 to go. If you have any queries, follow the normal chain of communication. Talk to your commander and make sure he follows up. If you cannot, anything that is above you, get to me immediately. Yes, sir. We have just distributed some lines to the radio stations in town, so that if there's any query or complaint from the locals, they can quickly call that number. Don't segregate. Don't show this one is Muslim, this one is Christian. No. Don't show this one is Fulani, this one is Ribe, this one is... No. We're fair to all. Whoever the person is, we're fair. If he's a criminal, whoever he is, we'll deal with him. If he's a law-abiding citizen, whoever he is, that's our friend. So put that behind your mind and let that guide you in these operations. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Members of the Progressives Governors Forum visit Jos to commiserate with the government and people of Plateau State over the recent attacks. The chairman of the forum and governor of Kebbi State, Atiku Bagudu, expresses sadness over the attacks and commended the efforts of the state government in containing the situation.
We are here to commiserate with you, to offer encouragement and to pray for all those innocent souls who have lost their lives and their families, and to encourage you to be steadfast on that source, that path of search for peace, steadfastness, upholding the rule of law against anybody who choose not to share in the vision and dream of a peaceful, rule-based, orderly society. It is quite encouraging that one released a lot of support. Our religious leaders have been united in their condemnation for what has happened.
Following the relaxation of the curfew, calm is gradually returning to Jos and its environs. However, the state government is mindful of reprisal attacks, hence it has placed the ban on tricycles and hawkers within Jos Bukuru metropolis. It is hoped that the state government would strengthen its security apparatus in ensuring that the peace the state was once known for would be restored.
We'll always appreciate your efforts towards making this program a success, and that's because of the pictures and videos you sent to us. For those of you who are not familiar with the process, simply capture happenings around you with your mobile devices. Post them on our Eyewitness portal via the Channels TV app, which you can download from the various app stores online. The pictures you send could be developed into reports that could attract authorities to the happenings in your area. Now let's take a look at some of the pictures you sent in for the week.
See the car that broke the glass right now. Madam sees something here, he's supposed to pick it. Where take, bros?
This is a video of what appears to be a commotion after a robbery incident that took place at night between Alaka and the National Stadium on Funsho Williams Avenue in Lagos State.
Oh yeah, who be this one? This is happening live. Stadium Alaka Wase Avenue. Army robber, they are robbing right now. Nobody to move. Don't block the road. No police, no street light.
The next set of pictures sent in from Delta State captures the present situation of Enwe Primary School and Enwe Community Comprehensive High School, as well as a healthcare center in Isoko South local government area of Delta State. Our eyewitness reporter says the photos reflect the decay the community has been subjected to due to the neglect by the state government. He adds that these and most of the NDTC projects, including the only link road to the community, have been abandoned. The reporter wants immediate intervention to save the community from total infrastructure collapse.
Thanks for those pictures, and do send more to keep the platform alive. That's where we draw the curtains on this edition of the program. See you again same time next week. I am Yomi Otaigbe.